We're live. Okay, welcome to the Employees of the Month, episode 9. I'm your host, Gary. And, oh crap, I'm having a malfunction here. Listen, I'm not a professional here, okay? I'm not a professional.
Off to a great start.
Yeah, we're off to a fantastic start. Okay, anyway, welcome to the Employees of the Month, episode 9.
Off to a great start.
And with me, I'm your host, GaryBary, a.k.a. the Redneck with Internet Access. With me tonight, co-hosting, is the queen of behind the scenes, the wonderful Macarah, and our special guest making his first appearance on the show is Superfly. Say hello.
Hi.
Hello.
All right. Now, I'm going to start off the show a little bit different today. We're going to start off by going over some of these questions of the day in the questions of the day group. Just that way we can give some people time to get in here and get in the chat. But we'll start with the one that I asked the other day, which I specifically asked for this show after Superfly said that he was interested in coming on. I said, what movies or shows do you quote most often? For me, it's Forrest Gump, SpongeBob, The Office, and then, of course, Friends, but only the caveat being there is it's only with my cousin Madison because we grew up watching it. So before we get to these replies, Superfly, Macarah, what shows and movies do y'all quote most often?
Go ahead, Superfly.
But I say, I put obviously SpongeBob and Seinfeld.
Right.
And It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, South Park are all kind of top ones.
Definitely. What about you, Macarah?
Probably for TV shows, probably Gilmore Girls. And then for movies, probably Constantine, just because.
The one with
yeah.
The one with Keanu Reeves.
No, the dark one, Justice League Dark. That's my favorite.
Oh, that one. Yeah, we were just talking about that behind stage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are really good ones. I'm not gonna lie. So we have Round Triangles being a party pooper. He says, I don't really, not so much of a fan of when others do it, but that's me.
I mean, I can't help myself, especially with stuff like Airplane. When someone says, "Are you serious?" I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Exactly, I can't help myself to just do that.
Yeah, surely you can't be serious. I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Yeah, that one's too.
Usually, there's a reason why they're references because you're using them to explain something and maybe people know the show to get the reference.
And sometimes, I'm not even quoting it. I've it, especially with Seinfeld. It's just this is a Seinfeld episode. This happened in the show, and we're acting it out, kind of a thing.
I do that, yeah.
It's not necessarily a quote, really.
Well, yeah, you're referencing it though.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Every time I get into a car with somebody and I'm not driving, and they start to back up and pull out, or whatever, I go, "You're good, you're good, you're good," and stop. From the SpongeBob episode when the Flying Dutchman recruits him for his crew, and he says, "You're good," and the whole time they're scraping up against the rocks, destroying the whole side. I do the Office, the gym stare all the time. Of course, there's no camera on me, but I just stare at somebody and do the gym stare. So I in Forrest Gump, I quote all the time. I'll say, "I'm tired now."
Oh man,
I think I'm going home.
Hey, my goofy coworker. Every time he comes up to me, or I'm leaving to do my stuff, I always tell him, "I just want to tell you good luck. We're all counting on you." And he doesn't know that movie, and he's like, "Yeah, we're counting on you too." I'm like,
oh man, yeah, that's the problem. Is that I consume so much media. I consume so much media that I know about all of them. I know about so many more shows and movies than most people I interact with, and so they almost never get my references. It's very sad. Let's see. Only Two Genders says, I don't really quote movies or shows all that much anymore, but the big three were probably Caddyshack, Spinal Tap, and Seinfeld. So there you go.
Seinfeld's a big one.
Yes, Seinfeld is a big one. This is going to sound really weird, but my college biology professor, he was a bio 203. So this is anatomy physiology 2, in other words. He used to quote the Seinfeld episode when she walks in on him. He says, "It was cold. Does she know about the cold thing?"
Oh yeah.
And
I was in the
he
pool.
would always, I was in the pool. Yeah, he quoted that every time. Like when he would apparently he said this. He said he quoted it every year when he would start talking about like the male reproductive system. And I'm like, that's pretty weird. I'm not gonna lie. Which I'm not lying to you again when I say this. We literally thought he was a serial killer. He used to just randomly just start talking about how to get rid of dead bodies, and he would randomly tell us all these weird backstories about his life that didn't make any sense. And we started to piece it together, and we're like, this dude definitely killed somebody, and he's confusing all of his alibis, and that's why the stories don't line up. And he would I'm serious. And he would randomly come in. He would randomly start talking about something. He'd be like, "Yeah, I really wish I had kids. I'm getting on up there in age and blah blah blah." And then very next day, he would come in to class and he would be like, "Look at what my son got me yesterday." And it's like, wait a minute.
I've met a couple of these people where it's like they compulsively lie, but it's not like a lie to like get them anywhere. They just like pull something out of their bum of just like a random thing. And it's like, and after a while, you start talking to like the other people who also talk to him and going like, "Do you believe anything he says?" And like, no. And then once you know that, you start listening to some of his like nonsense, and you're just like, "What are you talking about? Like that didn't happen." Like,
well, and we were also pretty sure that he was hooking up with the head of the chemistry department. She used to come into his class like every single day. No, and I swear I'm not making this up.
you're telling me there was some chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry. There was some chemistry. Good one. But she was a hippie, so she would come in with floor-length dresses, and you could hear her feet pattering against the tile.
A hippie chemist?
She wasn't wearing shoes. Yeah, well,
I feel that's like an oxymoron.
Yeah, well, she had to wear shoes when she was in the lab, but she didn't wear shoes when she wasn't in the lab, and she was always high, like always high as a kite. And she would so when she wasn't teaching class, she was walking around the school just high as a kite, and she would come in this biology professor's class, and they would always go to lunch together and stuff. And we were pretty sure they were hooking up because we didn't know if either one of them were married. They didn't wear wedding rings. Anyway, I'll get back on track. For the user says, she quotes The Simpsons. I quote The Simpsons quite often. Austin Powers is another good one. Monty Python and the Holy Grail is a big one.
Yeah.
Euro Trip. Monty Python, I quote the Runaway. I quote that a lot.
I haven't seen those movies as much as I should have.
Oh yeah.
I've really dived into the Zucker Abrams movies more.
Mm-hmm. Darth Joker says SpongeBob SquarePants, South Park, Spaceballs, Anchorman, Team America, Ed, Ed and Eddie, and Invader Zim. Anchorman is another big one that gets quoted.
Yeah.
Airmaster says The Office or Community. JJ Happen says I'm all over the place. Same, bro. And then here's yours. I didn't even see this. I'm sorry. SpongeBob, sure, Seinfeld, and Drawn Together. A lot of quotable.
I love Drawn Together.
Napoleon Dynamite and the Sasquatch Game. Yes, I randomly anytime somebody says the word like vote, I'll go vote for Pedro, vote for Pedro, or vote for Pedro.
I used to do a really good Napoleon Dynamite like voice. My talents have dwindled over the years, but
so are we like friends or whatever?
Are you drinking 1% because you think you're fat? Because you're not. You're drinking whole if you wanted to.
I love that movie so much. Doc says 1 Star Wars, 2 Lord of the Rings, 3 Tombstone, 4 Big Trouble in Little China, 5 Pirates of the Caribbean. I got a jar of dirt. Zoofly, another one. Oh yeah, how can I forget Apple? Airplane, all the Zucker films. I'm Asking Movie says Monty Python, Holy Grail, Life of Brian, SpongeBob, Princess Bride, Princess Bride is a big one. Big Lebowski, Simpsons from back when it was good. True. thing more of obscure quotes that I need to contextualize in conversation, which is a pain. That's what we were talking about. Michael says, "That's it, man. Game over. Game over." I'm doing my part. I quote that one too. There is another, and no, you don't get away. The last I grappled thee from hell's heart I stabbed at thee. I actually don't quote that. That is too complex for me. I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man. And then Superfly asked, which fast food place has the best mac and cheese? Now I am gonna go ahead and answer this. It's Chick-fil-A.
So the context to this, my son likes mac and cheese, and I'm trying to like figure out which ones are the have
Yes.
mac and cheese.
Fair
and
enough.
if it's any good. He actually didn't like Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese, but he liked KFC's and he liked Arby's.
Interesting.
He didn't like he didn't like Chick-fil-A though.
That is very interesting. What about you, Macarah? Which one is your favorite mac and cheese?
I usually like KFC, and if my brother does any smoked mac and cheese, I really liked his smoked mac and cheese.
Smoked mac and cheese is very good.
Oh yeah, I mean we're talking like homemade stuff. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. If I make it, I use jalapeno flavored cheese.
I use the instructions on the back of the Kraft box.
That's more for like when I was a kid, but it's like I kind of like real cheese, not the powder. But hey, you go with whatever is easier.
Well, I was gonna say something I completely forgot. But anyway, that was 12 minutes. I meant to go 10, so we went a little bit over. That's okay. So now we'll get into the reviews for Olympus Has Fallen, a 2013 thriller action adventure starring Gerard Butler and Aaron Eckhart and Morgan Freeman. And quite frankly, it's a great cast, great movie. I really enjoyed it, but we do have some dissenting reviews that I've seen. I haven't read them yet. I've been a little bit busy with some stuff, but we got a 22 votes on from the audience, 75%. My Friends with Benefits is, of course, all the employees of the month. We have 7 putting it at 69%, and of course, I gave it a 79 or 69, and then nice. And then mine was a 79, but we'll go back and we'll read all these. The first review is Majestation 79. I'm really not sure how to pronounce that. So.
Oh yeah, that guy. He's cool. He just like drops his number and leaves.
Yeah.
Like he's got like 1,000, 2,000 reviews.
There are a bunch of people like that just have like just numbers and don't do anything.
I respect it.
And yeah, I do too. Unless it's super controversial, and then I'm like,
well, yeah. It's like, well, why
if
you give it
something controversial? You got to explain yourself, or else I'm disliking it. If you can explain it, like why you don't like it, I usually won't dislike it.
I can still dislike it, but
yeah.
I just think some people don't like to take the time to write stuff, so they just do the number.
I mean, not everyone's actually like movie reviewers, so it's just like
Well, not everybody is like interested in really digging into stuff. Some people just want to put a score and
slap their number and move on. They have better things to do.
Yeah. Well, Felbrig gave it an 86%, which is pretty high. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like my score was already pushing the boundaries of how high I could let it be. But I'll let it slide. We're not gonna read the review because they're not part of the employees of the month. They're losers. JRC90 gave it a 78. Basically the same thing I gave it. He's also a pretty cool guy, except he's British, so it limits how cool he can be. The Brits, they just knocked Norway out of the World Cup, which I don't care about soccer, but I do root against particular countries. Like
I mean, I was hoping like, is Canada out? Like
Canada's been out for a long time.
Okay, good. Like I don't like their dang Canadians.
Yeah, no, I was rooting specifically against the I was rooting for the United States. I was rooting specifically against Canada, England, and France.
Yeah, I'm just like, look, I mean, America win to lose, whatever. As long as Canada doesn't win, I'm good.
Yeah, I don't want Canada to win anything.
No, they don't deserve it.
DK Movie Lover gave it a 79, same score as I did. Gamer Girl 199, shout out to 199, gave it a 77. The American Hero, he's another one that has like 2,000 reviews of just scores.
Nice.
79%. Macarah, our first reviewer, 80%, 1 point higher than me. She just had to one up me, didn't she?
Always.
She said, the unthinkable happens when heavily armed and highly trained terrorists launch a bold daytime attack on the White House. I liked Olympus Has Fallen more than White House Down, which is very similar in terms of the hero saving the president, but I find Gerard Butler more entertaining than Channing Tatum. I do too, which don't get me wrong, I like Channing Tatum, but he's wrong for this genre movie, I feel like. He's better as a comedic, like a more lighthearted story, you know?
I mean,
but
that's
just
serious,
Romantic
like,
comedies.
yeah, or
Or-
just romance.
yeah,
Good
romance,
old
yeah.
note was a Notebook.
I think
he was
that
in
was
he
Ryan-
was in Dear
Ryan Gosling.
John. He did
The
Dear John.
Foul. Dear John, yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah,
I've not seen any of those. I just see them on the cover.
right.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I can just take Channing Tatum serious enough. That's probably the problem I have. And I actually like this more. I like this more than White House Down as well. By the way,
I've not actually seen White House Down.
it's worth a shot.
I've seen this one, and I saw this one in theaters, and then I watched it last night. And I've seen I saw the sequel once, and I've forgotten most of it. But
I have not seen Angel Has Fallen.
I didn't even know there was a third.
Yeah, I've only seen the first two. I've seen clips from the third one, and apparently
The fact
there's a
that I
TV
haven't,
show.
why would there be a TV show? Like,
I don't know.
I
It's set in
feel
Paris.
Paris, of course.
Yeah,
Paris gets the TV show.
Yeah, I think it's Paris Has Fallen. Yeah, Paris Has Fallen television
The
series.
joke, it's a TV show because it happens every day.
Exactly, yeah. Every time their sports teams win or lose something, every time their sports teams win or lose something, the city gets burned to the ground.
Yeah,
And we're not going to say who. We're not going to say by who, but you know, I think we all know who I'm talking about.
eventually they're going to get to North Korea Has Fallen. It's like, oh, well, we're really stretching our ideas here.
Yeah, but yeah, Paris Has Fallen, and it doesn't have Gerard Butler in it, which is all I need to know to why I shouldn't watch it.
No, they're not going to get him for a show.
No. Well, see, here's the thing. Like they did the Jack Reacher show, and they got an actually like good actor to play Jack Reacher.
Isn't
like
it Tom
to replace
Cruise?
Tom Cruise. Yeah, to replace Tom Cruise. You know, they did
Alan
the movies
Ritchson.
with Tom Cruise, and then
Is
they
it
got
Alan
Alan
Ritchson, right?
Ritchson.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got Alan Ritchson to do the show.
Alan Ritchson cracks me up because the first thing I actually saw him in was Blue Mountain State.
Yes.
So now every time I see him in anything else, I can't think of him as anybody else but Thad, who's just like
Yes.
he's such a goober.
Sometimes I'll randomly see clips from Blue Mountain State, and it'll say, "Oh, look, this is what Reacher was doing in his younger days."
Yeah. He's also
which-
in Laser Team. He was in Laser Team too with the Rooster Teeth guys.
Yeah, I've not seen that, but
He was also
yeah,
in,
like
he was in Hunger Games. He played Gloss.
I didn't know
Hunger
that. I
Games.
didn't even
Yeah,
recognize.
I think it was Catching Fire. I believe. Yeah, that he was in. He played Gloss.
I didn't even recognize him.
I watched
Also,
those
we
movies
got-
once.
Also, we got Caveat Ties. How you doing, sir?
Hey.
Hey,
Didn't do my homework because I'm on call.
That's okay.
No
Hey,
worries, brother.
This is the first one I actually watched because I keep forgetting.
No worries, brother. No worries. But anyway, yeah, like it worked with the TV show for Reacher because they actually got a good actor to do it, and they waited until like years after the movies they stopped making movies. They only made 2 movies, and then waited like 10 years, and then made the series.
I feel the concept of like, are you talking about Reacher or the Has Fallen?
Reacher.
Okay, because I think Reacher, because it's about a character really, whereas I think
Yeah.
As Fallen, is like the problem is like it's a very like big event, whereas like it doesn't really.
It doesn't
It does,
translate very well.
yeah. It's just gonna be weird when you like at some point. It's like okay, the world just sucks. Like, what's wrong with all the security teams of all the countries? Just need to be fired. Like,
yeah.
if
They're
it just
terrible.
keeps happening, like if it happened once in the U.S., that's it. It ain't happening again.
No. No, and here's the thing: no one is ever taking over the White House unless somebody helps them. Like someone from the
when you get to my review, like we'll have that discussion. Like
no one is ever taking the White House. They have enough firepower to take down ballistic missiles. You're not getting in the White House.
The enemy.
Know. They might if the Democrats were still in charge.
It sure ain't gonna be North Korea. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it would be China more likely than Korea.
Yeah, China or Russia, to be fair.
Russia most likely. Mm-hmm. Russia is the most likely. China not so much. They're not
they would have before, but not
like North Korea is a way
the problem
now.
with China is that they have a dying population, like even worse than we do. And so
because like they've killed their women, all the little girls for like years and years, and now they have like 10 dudes for one woman, and they all just get kidnapped, and it's quite sad.
And because they baked it into the culture that like, oh, don't have a bunch of kids or whatever, and so now they just, even when they do get married, they just don't have kids. And so the problem for China's problem right now is that because they're communist, they don't have any innovation, and their entire economy is stagnant without outside forces. And then two, they have a dying population, so it won't be long before their fighting age men are having to take care of the people who are not fighting age men. Yeah. So they're not even going to be able to have a military force capable of doing things. That's the scary thing about China, is that like they've got to see this, like we see it. They've got to see it, and so it's like you almost think, like with someone like Russia, they're never going to run out of bodies. They can wait until an opportune moment. China's running out of time, so that's the scary thing to me about China, is that it's like they might just get desperate because they realize they're running out of time and do something,
Yeah.
But I try not to worry about that stuff too much. Anyway,
it definitely wouldn't be Korea because North Korea were allies.
We're allies with South Korea.
South Korea,
yeah, more than North.
North Korea. So, I actually read a lot of North Korea. I find it a fascinating state of just like misery and decay. And one thing I've read is like I don't know if you know about like the like recently with the Ukraine stuff, they are allies with Russia, and so they were asked to bring soldiers to help out with the war. All the soldiers ran away.
Yeah, well, there was Russians that was defecting towards the beginning of the war.
Yeah, and like the only way to get the North Korean soldiers to not run away is to threaten to kill their family. Like they're not happy. Yeah. They're not going to be like in this movie. They were like, oh, it might be North Korea, but it's actually like a North Korean militia, private terrorist group. It's like no,
right,
no. No one's paying them to do that. Like that ain't happening.
Well,
they're bringing up history. It was
Hollywood,
like no.
Hollywood back then didn't want to offend the Chinese box office because they depended on that.
Well, yeah, and like as far as the movie, I know why they picked North Korea, because it is kind of the punching bag. You can punch it, but and I said this in my review. The one thing I do like is that it doesn't take place. It doesn't really poke at any sides, and I feel North Korea, both sides are pretty much like, that's good. Just they're the bad guys. No one's gonna really. Because if they would have picked like any of the Middle Eastern countries, you might have had a little bit of like right-leaning stuff, and the lefties would get really mad. So like, I can see why they might have picked with North Korea just to have a little more neutral. Like, this isn't really.
Well, if that were the case, they should have just gone with American terrorists.
Yeah. Well, also, if you think about the time frame, it was 2013 when it came out. So think about but. Like they were an actual threat at the time until Donald Trump came into office. Also, I wanted to show you this right here. It says Russia hasn't won this war because their soldiers die like Looney Tunes.
What is that?
I'm sorry, I've seen that earlier today, and I had to show that. But yeah, like that, like in 2013, North Korea was like actually a problem until Trump came into office. Similar to like ISIS, ISIS is another was a big problem, and there a lot of times villains.
North Korea was never really a big problem. Like
no, they
like
weren't really a problem, but
like
you know what I mean.
the biggest thing North Korea is going to do is they're going to launch a nuke, but they don't have anything to launch a nuke at us. They're just going to nuke South Korea, which is our ally, and cause a big stir up. The thing is with North Korea is their only allies are China and Russia. China and Russia do not want to go to war with anybody, and they will happily tell North Korea to calm down.
Yeah,
when they get all riled up, like it's because like they're the only like I read this in like with the history of Korea, and like they pretty much stated it like if you look at it from China's point of view, they're the like North Korea is the only communist country that's kind of left, so they need to hang on to one other country to make it seem like they're
communism actually works. Yeah,
actually works.
Cuba,
only it's
because
it's only it's
though. I mean,
yeah, because I think
they haven't like
the Soviet Union's gone, so it's Russia, and Russia is not totally communism.
Russia isn't technically communist, but you can tell that there are a lot of figures that want it to become communist again.
Yeah.
And like you said, Cuba. I mean, Cuba it still exists, but they're reaching out to the United States for help because they're a failing country. Like all the tech in Cuba is from the 50s when they became communist. So like, anyway,
I say like
go
normally I'm not going to talk about geopolitical conversations. However, the movie it kind of sparks these debates, so
it's very relevant.
Yeah,
this is the movie. Also brandished talent such as Internet Art, Dylan McDermott, Angela Bassett, and Morgan Freeman. Story is compelling and fast-paced right from the very beginning, and it keeps its high tempo right up to the end. The way that the sequences were filmed just puts you right in the action. It felt very patriotic and America First centered, not on Bill Pullman's level, but great nonetheless. Eckert's performance as president is notable for its blend of strength, vulnerability. He portrays a leader who is calm under pressure, but also grappling with the emotional weight of his position, especially after the loss of his wife. Gerard Butler's Mike Banning is a strong, resourceful, and generally relatable character. Trumbull is a character of authority and leadership, known for his calm demeanor and wise counsel. Madam Secretary of Defense Ruth McMillan was the epitome of strength and action. She stuck to her convictions even after watching her coworkers be tortured. In reality, it would have been China, not Korea, but Hollywood doesn't like offending their buddies over there. Don't worry, the White House is insured. And it's like you were saying there, Macarah. You're right. It would be more likely Channing Tatum is hot, but Gerard Butler did this movie way better. That's pretty much what we were saying. Better for romance. Better for romance and not. And I love how Banjo Sandwich got ratioed 6 dislikes. Anyway, great review, Macarah. Like always, we're missing the behind the scenes stuff, but you'll be back on it next time. Amanda Panda with 100%, a little bit high, but I respect it. Amanda Panda is another one that just drops. She's got like 3,000 reviews or something crazy like that. Yarnum Hunter 77 gave it 60%. A little bit low, but we'll respect it still. Scavola 1975 gave it a 72. 1959 Lightning gave it an 80%. Wolf Izzard gave it a 62%. Fuzzy Ninja gave it a 70%. Javier gave it an 80%. Brain Damage 04, 82%. For the users, 77% with Hail to the Chief, which pretty good song, I'm not gonna lie. It's not too long, we can read it. Die Hard is a blank. Has been a movie trope since Die Hard came out in 1988. And it's no mystery why. It's a great setup for an action movie. Small setting, hostage situation with an everyman hero stuck in the blank who has to stop the bad guys. We've had Die Hard on a plane. We've had Die Hard on a plane multiple times.
I mean, that was Die Hard 2.
Yeah. I mean, we've had Die Hard on a plane literally like 12 times.
I mean, Die Hard 2 was in an airport. Like,
yeah. Die Hard on a plane, it goes hard. Like, My favorite is probably Air Force One with Harrison Ford. Love that movie. It's so cool.
I haven't seen that in forever.
Oh, it's so freaking cool. Die Hard on a Bus, Die Hard on a Boat, Die Hard on a Train, Die Hard in a Building. In 2013, we got not one, but 2 Die Hard in the White House movies. What a world.
I feel this is like a green eggs and ham situation.
Yeah, exactly. I would not eat them on a bus. I would not eat them. I don't know.
Die Hard with a goat, Die Hard in a boat.
Yeah, I would not eat them with a boat, or I would not eat them on a boat. I would not eat them with a goat. Caveat Todd says, Die Hard on a plane, Die Hard, or Die Hard on train. Yeah, I would not. I like Die Hard on a train. I like Die Hard on a plane. I would not eat those eggs and ham. I don't know. Anyway, this one even Die Hard's more than most of them. I mean, they even made a solid attempt to recreate some of the scenes almost verbatim, like talking to the main antagonist via walkie-talkie and even the cigarette scene. Yeah, like they literally, there's scenes. I mean, heck, the whole idea of a guy, one of the bad guys going undercover and pretending to be somebody he's not to try and get it. I mean, it's literally just Die Hard. I mean, it's literally a remake of Die Hard. Caveat Todd says, I would watch it on a plane or on a train. But
would you watch it on a boat?
Yeah, would you watch it on a boat? That's the question. That's what I was trying to say. He's a writer, so he actually said it. But anyway, but man, I miss patriotic action movies like this. It's got some major issues, sure, but it's a fun, over-the-top action movie about saving the president and the U.S. itself from terrorists tied to current enemy communist country, like we were discussing. The day after the 4th of July, nice timing, GaryBary. Yeah, unfortunately, our timing didn't allow me to do it on the actual weekend, but, you know, it worked out okay. I was trying to get it on this weekend, or on the actual 4th weekend, but our timing messed it up. It was going to work out, but then I ended up getting busy and we missed a week, or we skipped a week, and, you know, whatever. Anyway, it ends with soldiers raising the flag over the White House. Once again, it's a lot of dumb and a lot of awesome, just like the rest of America. Hey, also like America, it only got dumber the longer it kept going. She's not wrong. Caveat Todd says, yes, he would watch it on a boat. First of all, Gerard Butler really needs to stop attempting an American accent. Just be your beautiful Scottish self, man. We're happy to pretend Arnold was American for several decades. We'll do the same for you. True. This movie also kind of makes our military look like chumps, which is necessary for the plot.
It really does.
It really does. I mean, the Black Hawk scene is
like, I mean, I mentioned it in my review, but like, it's kind of a trope that I'm starting to get really annoyed with. The always like big military guy, like leader, general guy. They always make him kind of like a how do I say this cleanly? A jerk.
Yeah.
He's just like a blowhard idiot, and they just yell, and it's like, can they not make him just these just blowhard idiots? Like, can they make him
give them some competency when they're doing their job?
Specifically, Iron Giant, that general guy, he was not an idiot. He was misled, and once he found out like the truth, he was like, "Oh snap! All right, no, we'll fix this," and he completely like changed his tune. And I really appreciated that. But a lot of movies go down this trope of this. The head general guy is just this blowhard yelling goober, and I'm just like, come on, man.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's. Well, I won't even say I'm sure. Like there's definitely generals that actually act like that. But
I'm sure there are.
I mean, it does get old. Like it gets very.
But like
very
when it's not even like just the generals in general. He's like generals in general, but he's essentially like the top dude or something. I don't know what the position's called, but
I wouldn't either.
But like I figure they should like commend him.
He's not Secretary of Defense because that was the other woman or that.
The other lady.
So I really don't know what he would be.
McMillan or something.
Yeah.
McMullen.
McMullen. I don't remember her first name. But anyway, so this movie also kind of makes our military look like chumps, which is necessary for the plot, but doesn't exactly help to inspire that patriotism I was talking about earlier. Like, I know we let a Chinese spy balloon float across the country a couple years ago, but you can't tell me they let an obviously military oh my gosh, I can't read. But you can't tell me they'd let an obviously military enemy aircraft anywhere near DC airspace.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't get that close.
Also,
Even if it was one of ours, it wouldn't get that low or close.
No.
Well, they tried to play it off like one Korean lady was scrambling their communications.
Oh, that's interesting. Bob says he was probably one of the Joint Chiefs, which
is that okay?
He's probably right. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the name of that position, but
right. Yeah.
It's always anytime like presidential movies, there's always like that guy.
Yeah.
And he's always the same character. And it just it started to become a bad trope, and I'm starting to get annoyed with him. Well,
sometimes they don't even like give him a title; they're just there, and it's really annoying.
I looked it up on IMDb, and like his title is general, but yeah, he's probably a Joint Chief then.
Right.
Because
by the way, when that spy balloon was coming across, I was really hoping it was going to come over Alabama so I could shoot it, but it never did. It never got that far south. Then they decide to send in standard attack helicopters instead of a stealth aircraft, or how about a drone? Those are both public knowledge by 2013. Then they completely fall for terrorist hostages, which was the most obvious thing in the world. 100% agree with all of that. Like I said, the Black Hawk helicopter thing was so dumb.
It was completely unnecessary to the story, really, too.
Right.
Like I feel they just wanted. I feel the only reason it was in this story is because they needed to show that. I feel like, again, it's the general. They wanted him to look like a moron or something, right. And he didn't need to do that. Like the whole scene could have just been scrapped, to be honest, because there was no. It was the buildup was just for that whole sequence, and then once it was done, it was done. It was just like this whole thing could have been cut. It wasn't. It didn't really add to the story. It just, again, made the one guy look like a goober. And that's all it was there to do.
He was basically there to get kind of like berated by Angela Bassett and Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, it just looks like the blowhard idiot. And yep, you're an idiot. And like, alrighty.
Hold on, I'm bringing the review back up. I accidentally closed out that page.
Well, he kept like trying to undermine Banner and everything, and it's like give him they're like give him a chance. He's the only guy on the inside.
Yeah, it's like, what are you gonna do? Like
you got nobody left.
Are you gonna go in there?
Yeah,
exactly. Plus, because it's like Banner knew all about the secret entrances and all that stuff within the White House.
It's like this is clearly a very specific situation. You're just gonna have to deal with what you got. Like, protocol. Protocol doesn't mean anything when we're in a situation where the White House is taken over by random North Korean terrorists, militia.
All your world leaders are being executed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll get into that later too.
Yeah. That is the main reason. Those are the main flaws of this movie. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I was being extremely generous with my 79%, mainly just for the entertainment value. But there's a lot of really dumb stuff.
It's like I say, it's a really good movie. And it's not like this. The stuff that's like weird or bad about it isn't necessarily like horrible stuff. It's I know why they picked North Korea. I know why they picked some of the things they do, because they're trying to be, nonpartisan. Is that the term?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel that's kind of why they went with some of the directions they went with, to try to be as nonpartisan.
Yeah, because leftists praise China as a communist utopia. So you can't. Yeah. You're playing favorites if you make China the bad guys.
China's where their international box office depends on it, so that's why.
That too. That was kind of what they did with Captain America: Brave New World when they made Japan the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Japan. We're like allies. Like we're like super allies with Japan.
Exactly. Japan
we're mega super allies.
Greatest ally in the entire
Japan
world.
has stated multiple times they hate Chinese people.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, we're gonna make
but again,
Japan hates Chinese people the way like
yeah.
Americans judge like Canadians. They're like, no,
Yeah.
no, they're just rude. Like, don't believe all the nonsense. They're just rude people.
Yeah, it's like Macarah said though. They can't upset the Chinese box office.
I mean, look what
That's
they
why
do.
they remove gay kisses and stuff.
Yeah,
That's why they remove gay kiss scenes from movies when they release it overseas. That's why they remove black people from posters.
Yeah,
because they have to appease the Chinese box office.
like
I'm serious. They do that. Yeah.
They do
Was
that.
Fat Albert released in China?
Oh no.
Well, look at Little Mermaid. What they did, they made the poster completely blue.
That's so funny.
Let's see. Hold on. Wait. Star Wars. I'm trying to remember which one it was. Was it The Force Awakens?
Oh yeah, where they took out what's his name?
They shrunk Finn.
Finn.
Yeah. I think it is. Here it is. Yeah. Yeah. Look at this. It's about to share. Y'all see it.
I mean, there's that like racist as hell like Chinese commercial about soap where like it's just a black woman washing herself with a soap and then at the end she's just white.
Yeah, Chinese people are super racist against black people. Like they hate black people. The NBA played a game there and they were screaming the N-word as the buses went by. Like throwing trash at the buses and stuff. Like,
they get real racist.
They talk about American racism, like, geez. But anyway, let's see. Where was I even at?
Reading the review.
It wasn't just that being said, it wasn't just Americans that were dumb here. The North Korean terrorists were dumb too. They take the president and a few other people hostage, then threaten each person who has these codes, and the president who has the last code tells each of them to give the code because confident they won't be able to beat it out of him. But like he tells the other people to give up their codes because he doesn't want to see them get hurt. Shouldn't the terrorists just torture other people in front of him to get him to give up the other code? He made it obvious that he'll capitulate if he sees someone else being hurt. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the exact same thing while watching the movie. The original plan was just to get his son to threaten him in front of the president. So just do that to the people you already have. Yeah, exactly. At this point, you might think I don't like this movie, and you'd be wrong. I love this movie. Yes, it's extremely dumb. It has a ton of flaws. This is the type of movie where I'd rather make fun of that stuff than let it bother me. Exactly.
Oh,
and it's just well made otherwise. Although the same exact plot points could have used. Oh my gosh, could have used some work. The emotional core of this movie is a good one. It's Die Hard, but instead of trying to get his wife to take him back, the hero is trying to get the trust of the president back after an accident where he failed to save the first lady. The acting is solid, dude. Gerard Butler and Aaron Eckhart and Morgan Freeman and Rick Yoon are all great in their roles. Even the kid, Finley Jacobson, is good. Not annoying at all, just like a lot of children movies tend to be. The action and special effects all look great too. It's just a fun time all around and must watch by any means, but worth stopping for a while. Worth stopping for a while. Channel/streaming surfing. Hazel out. And that's. I'll say this: Gerard Butler and Aaron Eckhart in the sequel have fantastic screen chemistry together.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic, and for that reason, like I think I kind of like the second one better because of their screen chemistry together.
I'd have to watch it again.
It's hard.
It's been forever.
It's hard. Like they're very close, but I think I slightly like the second one better because of their screen.
Well, the third one is when Trunchbull is the president, and that's kind of when he and Morgan Freeman have more screen time chemistry, right. and they do.
I need to watch it. Actually, I think if I find it on a streaming service, I might just go ahead and rewatch London Has Fallen and then also watch Angel Has Fallen as well. Because I need to go ahead and finish it out. But anyway, Bob Rogers is back with us this week. He skipped last week because he said it wasn't his type of movie, which is fair enough. He gave it a 70%. He says, try hard. Beautiful. Chef's kiss. Antoine Fuqua's Olympus Has Fallen is a Gerard Butler vehicle action movie that gets all of the action right, but unfortunately also has some scenes in between and a plot. The setup is clean, quick, and clean. Within 3 minutes, you get to know the main characters, including who the traitor is going to be, even though the white guy was way harder to spot back then, and get some action and some drama. So far, so good. Then the PS5 gets booted up, or let me put it this way. For a AAA game, the graphics are most excellent. Only my controller didn't seem to work. Same with a lot of the acting. Great cutscenes, but they feel very artificial, especially McDermott occasionally glitches out. And then there are plot contrivances, which I can normally live with, but they were so dang prominent that they were impossible to ignore. It's as if they heard of Chekhov's gun and thought, what if we give him a cannon? Chef's kiss. This is a great review. The nonsense with the codes, the idiotic, how do we not think of this, of the Cerberus systems, the North Koreans being competent and following orders instead of defecting to the nearest tunnel.
I mean, yeah, like that's a big one there. Like they're not like, again, I know why they picked North Korea, but that would never happen. It's kind of like with horror movies where, like, the ghosts aren't, like, you can pick apart a lot of the monsters all you want.
Oh, yeah.
But they're there because that's the whole point.
Anyway, and the fact that the very same year, White House Down did the very same thing, which might have rushed a couple of things just to be first to release, etc., etc. What it did get right though was the action. The original Assault on the White House is quite spectacular once you get over the CGI, and Butler makes a pretty good Bruce Willis. He does. They, however, should have gone lighter in tone. Cartoon violence, cartoon villains, and a cartoon plot do not make for serious drama. That's why this 80% action movie drops down to 70 for me. You'll be entertained, but won't remember much else. And that's pretty fair, to be honest.
Like, so the Die Hard comparisons, I definitely see where they're getting them. And it definitely has, like, the story, like, plot points for sure. It's a little different because he's definitely not Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was way more quippy. Like Die Hard actually is like a comedy. It's super funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's hysterical. Exactly. It's 100%.
You hear that caveat, Todd? Yeah. If you're still in the chat, it's a Christmas movie.
It's a Christmas movie. I lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
Die Hard it's a comedy though, and Gerard Butler, I like him in this, but he's not as quippy and funny. He's got some quips, but he's not like he's not going yippee-ki-yay,
Yeah.
And
that's like in my review, I said, have you ever wondered what if Die Hard was directed by Michael Bay?
Because like Live Free Die Hard, the fourth one, was in DC. Yeah. It just didn't really involve the president. It was just kind of it was a different plot entirely.
Yeah, it's like it takes itself really, really seriously, like a Michael Bay movie. That's essentially what I mean.
Yeah, and like they do that thing with like punches and the gunshots where they have like this weird like boom, like to make it really sound painful. Like they bump up the sound effects on them to make them sound really just oof. Give them like oomph. So
they make it sound like more bone crunching.
Yeah. We're like I don't know, like when you hear like the punches, Captain America, the first one did that too, where like you get that punch and they put in that thump and make it sound really like.
Well, they do that with martial arts movies too.
Yeah, they just did it a lot in this one. Same with the gunshots; they made them all sound like really like impactful. And it's like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got an argument. I started an argument in the chat. Yeah, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Bob is correct.
Yeah.
I'm leaving that up there. Caveat Todd says wrong again, Bob. And I said, I know you are, but what am I? Taking it back to third grade. But anyway, it takes itself like super seriously, kind of like I'm trying to think.
It's serious, but then again, there's some levity.
13 Hours of Secret Soldiers of Benghazi, for instance. That movie is like super. It feels like that movie, but set in America almost.
Yeah, it's more.
13 Hours was also based on a true story. So.
Yeah, that's true.
It's more
a little. Yeah,
it's more grounded, of course.
Whereas this was not a true story at all. This is very.
It's a lot more grounded than White House Down.
Watching the beginning, it was making me. It had the. It came across to me like, this is like, what would you do? Like, the premise would be like, how do you make a movie where America is a character, but you have to make it compelling. So, America has to fall and then save the day.
Mm-hmm.
But America is also a country, so it's not the same as like Superman, for instance. So you have to set it up in a way where, America still falls and it's sad, but it will always power through. And I think that's the morality elevator pitch of it, of like, how does America, like, making America a character, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what its main purpose is to do.
Making America seem resilient and able to hit back once they get their footing again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, this is our first dissenting review that I made reference to at the top of the show. Rev Raimi, how the mighty have fallen. He had some great reviews with us when he first joined the employees.
I mean, look, this
is a bad review. Bad review.
I could see why it would go this low. Like I said, there's a lot of goofy stuff, and if you're not compelled by the action, I can totally see somebody going,
I would say it's less goofy than White House Down, but it still has it. Both movies have their flaws, but I think with White House Down, it was much more believable because it was coming from the inside, but you didn't have a plane come in and take over. You didn't have all these trucks.
Like it's one thing. The White House Down. It's like the whole DC was down. Like, they just started shooting at random people at like the Washington Monument, blew that up. It's like, okay, and then
I was not a fan of that part.
And then like the one time I really was kind of like questioning the CGI is when the Washington Monument crumbled. It reminded me of there was definitely some like imagery used from like Final Destination movies from that, where like the people are running and it's just falling around them and then crushes the one lady. Like, I've seen this in Final Destination.
They did the same thing with Spider-Man too, but
yeah, they always want to break it. It's like, stop breaking it. Like, stop breaking it. Like, it's just a tower. Just stop breaking it, please.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, he's gonna have to defend this very well. But he says 46%. He says, I missed the wave on the Fallen trilogy when it first came out. I was only even aware of it thanks to the memes of its war with another White House attack movie, and then the absurdity of trying to make this a series. It's not absurd. Olympus As Fallen definitely seems to have some good stuff going for it, boasting a good cast and a good director, homing it with Antoine Fuqua, who has proven himself to be a relatively consistent action director. While he doesn't make a whole lot of cinematic classics, you can rely on him to turn out a crowd pleaser. And that's really all that Olympus Has Fallen is. It's an uber patriotic, dumb action movie following Gerard Butler as a disgraced Secret Service operative who must now step up to save the president when the North Korean militia leads an assault on the White House. It's an intriguing premise that basically plays out the situation America faced during the War of 1812. It's in the contemporary age. And while the movie does ground the situation in some contemporary world politics and technology, it certainly just uses the concept of rally patriotic sentiments and usher in bombastic action set pieces. If you're here for the action, Olympus Has Fallen will deliver for you in spades, bearing some wonky CGI. There are some well-constructed battles that Butler gets tossed in the middle of. The initial invasion is thrilling and convincing enough, and how the North Koreans raid the White House and keep it. Though one has to wonder how almost the entirety of the South Korean Prime Minister's team were secretly terrorists. Plus, their plan relies on President Aaron Eckhart back when he was allowed to be in theatrically released movies, demanding the Prime Minister join them in the bunker. But once you get over that hump, the actual action set piece is actually quite solid. Just about every succeeding set piece is also quite thrilling, giving Butler plenty of opportunities to showcase his qualities as an action star. There is a ridiculously high body count that quickly made the emotional weight of the civilian and governmental deaths feel way too light for me. But the action of it itself is very entertaining. However, the movie kind of forgoes a lot of the story to make sure this action happens. Gerard Butler makes for a solid enough protagonist as he struggles with PTSD and guilt over allowing the First Lady to die. This situation gives him an opportunity to redeem himself of that failure, but the villain facing him is a self-righteous goofball that I could never take as a legit threat. From his introduction, where he dramatically removes his glasses to reveal he's evil, to his whole motive, that was goofy, I'll give it that, to destroy the U.S. being because his mom died, he seems like he should be more of a self-aware camp bad guy, but instead he aims to be Hans Gruber level schemer. Also, how does he know about the ridiculous Cerebrus protocol that's so top secret that not even members of the Secret Service know about it?
See, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. See,
I didn't even think about that.
I was thinking about.
I was more concerned about, like, one, on that bridge, there ain't no way that car is breaking through that.
Oh no!
Like, she wouldn't have died anyway.
Well, also a tree falls. A tree falls on the car, but they're on a bridge.
That wouldn't happen.
Which is another thing.
That wouldn't happen at all. Look, I live in the north. I've been on the icy roads. That ain't happening. Like, you might spin out, but you're not. One, if you spin out on a bridge like that, you ain't busting through, like, the concrete, or else it's just a bad bridge. Two, who decided to send out the president in inclement, like, blizzard weather?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it should be the Secret Service's job to just go, you know what? The weather sucks. Let's not do this. I know you have, like, a meeting in, like, 42 hours, but, like,
well, also the helicopters come flying in as backup, and it's like, why didn't they just take the helicopters?
Yeah, I know, if they're flying already, like, take the helicopters. Like, where are they driving to? The airport?
That whole opening sequence is just really silly. Like,
it would have been different if it was like a mountain road, but it wasn't.
If it was a mountain road and, like, it wasn't even snowy,
right.
like, I might have been like, okay, but then I've been questioning, like, why are they on a mountain? Like, what if, like, they're on vacation, but it's like, and then the wife was just like, you're so obsessed with your work. I'm like, man, he's the president.
Yeah, he's the president. Like,
he's the president.
He's obsessed with his work. He's the president.
This isn't like just my husband's a workawaholic. Like, he is the president. Calm down.
Exactly.
Like, what do you like? You knew what was happening when you signed up. Go, I'll be the first lady. Like, you got your own things to do too. Like,
right. When he comes to you and says, "Hey, I'm going to run for president," and you say, "Yes, I support you 100%," you got to know that means he, like, gets very
like, you're not really getting. You get 4 years, maybe 8 of, like, pure workaholic, and then it's done. You left the interviews after that. Like,
Snailinator says high quality streams.
Thank you.
You know it.
Thank you.
But yeah, like, that whole opening sequence is just goofy. Like the movie is just incredibly goofy, and he makes a good point. I'll say that. Caveat Todd says on call, BRB, you're good, buddy. Don't worry about it.
I'm timing you.
What was I saying? Okay, yeah. So he makes a good point that it probably would be better if they just leaned into the camp because of how goofy a lot of the different stuff is, the other stuff is. And that's a good point, but I still don't know if that's good enough to drop it to 46. But maybe he'll close it out here. Did y'all have somebody was going to say something?
I will say, like, if you're comparing, like, villains, so how this villain was compared to White House Down, I would say James Woods is a very great villain.
Yeah,
and that worked for that movie. Because why was he a villain? Was it because he lost his son and he blamed the president for it? And that's kind of why he was also dying anyway, so he didn't care what happened to him.
This guy,
Yeah.
like in this movie, his motivation was like what happened in like World War II, like with how Korea got split up, and it's like why this has like that wasn't just like America. That was a lot of countries involved in that.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
you can't just like blow up everybody in America and think that's going to solve the problem. If you like, his whole motive is to blow up all the missile silos, and it's like that. Like, okay, let's just pretend you got away with that. You nuked the entire United States. One, Canada is also going to get hit from that. Same with Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
You've pretty much taken out an entire continent, burned it to the ground. You think that's not going to have a cause massive famine throughout the entire world?
Oh yeah,
like you're killing the entire world. You dip. Okay.
Especially since everybody depends on imports and exports.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh yeah.
It's just like there wasn't a lot of thought in it. Like he definitely was like a little like, oh come on. Like I can see him like, okay, remove the 7th Fleet so we can like attack South Korea. That makes sense.
Right.
Completely fine. That actually is a decent motivation. Kind of goofy, but I can understand it. But blowing up the entire United States, you're killing the world at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of exports coming out of there.
Instead he should have been aiming to launch the nukes like into the middle of the Atlantic Ocean or something. So that way he exhausts the US missiles without actually causing
I have a feeling like because they were talking about he wasn't planning on getting the nuclear launch codes a lot in this, and I feel what was happening in the creator's head was I feel like someone trying to get the nuclear launch codes is a bit of a trope, and I think he was trying to avoid that, but he still went with just blow them all up in the silos, and it's like, well, that's I get why I know why you're probably doing this, but it's still kind of goofy.
Yeah, and it's kind of ironic that someone would be trying to avoid tropes in a movie that's a basically 1-to-1 remake of Die Hard.
I wouldn't call it a 1-to-1. There's a lot of
not 1-to-1, but it
takes the template. It takes the template of it, but it's definitely there's a lot of differences where I would argue, like I could compare a lot of things that people would get mad about.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, what would be interesting is if they had switched Channing Tatum and Gerard Butler. So if Gerard Butler was in White House Down, I wonder how it would have been a different movie.
That's an interesting point.
Or have Bruce Willis and Gerard Butler can save the day from the guy shutting down the internet grid or whatever.
Yeah.
That's a good point, though. Actually, I really think Channing. Well, nah, I don't know. That is an interesting thought, though. To see how White House Down would probably improve with Gerard Butler.
Yeah, I would say the antagonist plot in White House Down is much better compared to the Korean one for Olympus As Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Story-wise, it works because, again, instead of having just an invasion of another country, you have it for being an inside job in America.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Let's see, White House Down. None of the employees of the month have reviewed White House Down.
I've never seen it.
That might be a movie we do here in the near future, since that way we can compare. Yeah, let me see if it's on any streaming services. I know I'm kind of backtracking. It's not currently. It's on Hulu, Disney Plus.
I pretty much remember a lot of it from watching it. So
I'm not a big. Another part that probably kills it for me is that I'm just not a big fan of Jamie Foxx.
Yeah,
I'm whatever on him. Like
I don't know. The only good movie he's done, in my opinion, or at least to me, like I know a lot of people. He has a lot of fans. The only movie I've actually enjoyed him in was Django Unchained.
For me,
I liked him in Horrible Bosses.
I've not seen that.
For me,
he's not like a main character. Like MF Jones, like is his name. Like I can't say it here.
What's with the gobs of copycat movies that were going on during the stream? I think it was because they were starting to run out of ideas. See, now they're completely open about running out of ideas. I think they were probably just already starting to run out of ideas. And they were just trying to hide it behind making new movies. Now they're just not trying to hide it.
This happens a lot, actually. There's a few times.
Yeah.
Like I watched a video years ago, and I forgot everything about it. But it was pretty much stating like this isn't the only time this has happened. Hollywood, like because you have different studio companies competing to do the same thing. And it just kind of happens.
That is a good question, though. Caveat ties. I mean, you got
DC and Marvel just like duking it out. It's like they're kind of all the same.
Half of Marvel's roster is a copycat of a DC character, and I'm not just trying to say that to be a hater. Like it's just.
Oh yeah, they all copy each other. Like and it's not even like egregious. Sometimes it's just like, all right, we're going to do our version, and it's going to be, right. We're going to have blackjack and hookers, but without the blackjack.
Art has always imitated art, like other art. It's just sometimes it's more in your face than others.
Yeah, this one is definitely like, oh, this is the same movie.
Paul Blart and To Serve and Report.
Yep, that's another one.
Yep.
I know what he's talking about. Yep. And frankly, I like Paul Blart better. The Serve and Report was not as funny.
Interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a like, as much as it pains me to do it. The 46%. He made a good point. He defended it well. So I'll go ahead and give him the like. Dang it. He says, but super similar movies coming out the same year. Yeah, I mean, well,
there's plenty of those.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. PP Dribble, we got actually a bunch more. Crap, we've already ran an hour. I was only trying to go an hour. We'll speed it up. PP Dribble, 63%. Impressive high death count in this film, even more deaths than a spaghetti western. I felt like I was watching a Rainbow Six or Call of Duty game most of the time. The CGI effects were glaringly obvious, but I guess that's the budget allowed after hiring Morgan Freeman and Aaron Eckhart post The Dark Knight. I never saw why so many modern action movies use digital blood instead of red syrup. Maybe they save on wardrobe costs. Overall, I like the action scenes, but a truncated runtime would have been nicer. Also, did anyone else notice the end credits were over 8 minutes long? I did not. I cut it off.
Right. I completely skipped to the end. Like once it hit credits, I'm like, all right, I'm going to bed.
I didn't notice the CGI blood, though. To be fair,
I noticed some bad CGI. Well, it wasn't terrible, but it was just like whatever.
And also, I was watching this on Tubi, and it was like the censored version.
Oh yeah, see, I watched it on Prime.
Yeah. He says, political bias slightly right. Patriotism will save the day.
I mean,
I love that. Superfly, 70%. He says, this movie is cool. It's good, lots of action, and very pro-America, and lots of death and destruction, a little iffy here and there, but overall, fun experience. For starters, this movie has a lot of the problems of this wouldn't happen like that, so I end up breaking this movie apart like I break apart horror movies and whatnot. All right, we can do this whole thing. Spoiler, I guess. The enemy is a North Korean terrorist that isn't paid by North Korea. It's the action movie. In the action movie world, sure. In reality, not a chance. North Korea is a crap show. They don't have a loyalist of that quality to execute an attack like that. Might have point to the North Korean soldiers that were sent to help out Russia. They all disappeared and were never seen again. Ergo, they screwed off because they were out of that crap hole country. And that's just one example of how North Korea isn't likely to execute an attack of that scale. But the movie says that they aren't sent by North Korea or any country. They are on their own private militia of terrorists, and their leader is known by the U.S. or as a possible threat who has done awful terrorism in the past. No, if he did anything in 2004, as the movie states, then he'd already be in federal prison to some degree. When they said that they face scanned this guy, nothing came up, even though he's a well-known mastermind behind this private militia of terrorists. I call bull. What was he going to say?
Well, I say that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah,
because I do remember them saying we face scan this guy, and then oh yeah, he's this big terrorist dude. Like, why haven't you caught him yet? Since he like did,
Yeah,
I forget what they said, but something happened in 2004 that he was like the head of. I'm like, how did you not know about this guy? Like, that doesn't make sense. You should have known about this guy. You should have known his name, especially when he showed his face. Like, you should know this guy, and you didn't know him. That's absurd. Like,
yeah, they should have known him.
They would have known him immediately. Like,
yeah, they absolutely would have known him.
Yeah.
Also, ain't no problem unless you're making the money to launch an attack like that. All the heavy duty stuff is expensive. Someone's paying.
Oh yeah.
They're also not that highly trained, by the way.
They're not highly trained.
No. If you look at any terrorist group in the world, like you put like
especially North Korea.
Yeah, you drop like 3 Marines in a Middle Eastern town against like 50 terrorists, and the Marines are gonna win. And not even with advanced equipment. Give them the exact same equipment, and the 3 Marines are gonna win.
All this stuff they got, like you can. Some people you could argue they
got to leave. AC issue calling. See you later, buddy. Thanks for coming in and joining. Hope that gets fixed. It's too hot out there. It's too hot there. I don't know how hot it. I know you live in a cold area, but I'm sure it's probably still getting pretty hot.
I'm colder than It's like 90 degrees. But yeah, some of the stuff they had garbage trucks that were reformed to have like machine guns in the back.
No.
Like, how are you getting that in here?
Yeah,
like, if you think about the logistics of all that, like, it's not cheap to do that. They can't so someone has to be funding them, and it's probably a country. So North Korea is probably involved, but North Korea might not have money. It's like it's a whole thing of like when you really start breaking that part down, it doesn't make sense logistically, and like it's just too expensive. Like you look at some of the terrorist stuff, like they just have like a gun and like an explosive. That's all they do. They just
probably need a government subcontract.
I didn't know this until I seen it on a clip from Shane Gillis. He said he was talking about how like the war on terror is just all over the internet. You can just go watch like videos of them just blowing people away. So I went and watched it, and it's the truth. Like these terrorists are like shooting rocket launchers backwards and just blowing themselves up. Like they're morons. They're completely untrained.
They're not terrorists, especially North Korea. Like they are not.
Oh yeah, no.
They are not.
And you're talking in the Middle Eastern terror groups are actually backed by countries, and they're still that dumb.
Yeah.
You're telling me that a North Korean terrorist group. So keep in mind, people in North Korea are extremely poor, and so there's a North Korean
starving.
Yeah, starving. A North Korean terrorist group that's not backed by the country and is still highly trained and has all this money, even though Middle Eastern terror groups are not even that good.
Yeah, like it logistically. It also doesn't make sense.
Oh no.
Especially the garbage trucks with the machine guns in the back.
Oh yeah, no, that's completely ludicrous. Completely ludicrous. But it's like even like I mentioned earlier, the movie 13 Hours Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. Like there's 6 soldiers and they're fighting like hundreds of these terrorists.
I say that movie gets a bit of a credit because it's based off a true story, so it's easier to like figure out what happened in that story. This is a made up story, so they have to figure some stuff out. Whereas like 13 Hours, again, they have a template they already have the story there. They just have to adapt it.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I bring it up is because again, it's based on a true story, and there was six soldiers who weren't even active duty, and they took out hundreds of terrorists. Like terrorists are dumb. Like they're not brave. They're not capable of taking over the White House.
No, like no, not at all. There'd be like 1 or 2 guys with like a machine gun, or that goober that ran up to jump the fence with a knife and just got shot in the head. Like. Like they're not. No. They ain't get anywhere. Like,
no. Terrorists are not capable of taking over the White House. It's ludicrous.
No.
It says so. Anyway, no. If he did anything in 2004, okay, wait, I already read that. Also, ain't no problem with you taking that money to launch like that. All that heavy duty stuff is expensive. Someone is paying them. By the way, he can't shoot the Prime Minister of South Korea in the head. Olympus As Fallen had this problem a crap load, but I can't talk about it here with this movie because the Prime Minister of South Korea gets killed. Look, I get it. America is the best. America.
Yeah. So like this part really bothered me because it happened a lot more in London Has Fallen, where all the other leaders die, and I'm just kind of like, you know, I try to explain it here,
Shock
but like,
factor.
yeah, but I'm like, I feel it'd be a lot cooler if he saved all the world leaders, because like then it's like, okay, like it doesn't. It says like more where it's like, okay, America can save themselves because they always get back up, but it'd be cooler if America saves themselves and then saves everybody else. Like we're the hero.
Exactly.
That would have been a way cooler payoff if he not only saved the president but also the South Korean prime minister.
Oh, absolutely.
Because like he shot him on camera. Like, isn't that like a declaration of war? Like who? Like
yeah.
So like now somebody went to war with South Korea. Like, and the movie's just not going to acknowledge this. Like, that's kind of a big deal.
So it's like even if they did get out of America, South Korea is going after him, you know, and because America is South Korea's ally, America is also going after him.
Like that is straight up just starting a war. Like,
it's pure ridiculous. Well, and the thing about it's especially great with London Has Fallen is because there were so many more. That's
the only thing I remember is all the world leaders dying, and I was really annoyed. But like, come on, man! Like, I get it. Like, America's the only one that can ever get out of these. It's like, no, like I feel we could save them. Like,
can you imagine how hardcore it would be for the American president to go in guns ablazing, killing terrorists, and saving
the rest of the country? That'd be way cooler.
That's the greatest American propaganda of all time.
Especially if he was like a former pilot or in the military, you know.
Way cooler.
Such a missed opportunity.
Like if he was a ranger, like a former ranger.
Yeah. Such a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, most of the time, by the time they get to become president, they're too old to do any of that anyway.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I touch on that later in this review.
The only president we've had recently that was young enough to go in gun blazing was a pansy. So, Barack Obama. Sorry, I had to cough there a second. But look, I get it. America's the best. America will always power through and win. I love it. We need more pro-American movies. We do. However, I feel like the movie would just be a hair better if we saved the other countries' leaders as well. Not only does America defeat the bad guys and always come out on top, but we serve and help the other countries too. We protect our allies, and I feel it would have been cooler to see America save the world. The story sets it up so the South Korean prime minister dies, but I feel saving him or having with hostages in his bunker to be saved, a side note, would just push the movie a little more into hero territory, like you was just saying. And like they killed the rest of the characters except for the defense secretary and the president. Like the entire cabinet just dies.
Yeah, the one dude they shot on camera too. He's a vice president. Like I didn't even know he was the vice president.
Yeah, he was.
Like I just read, like looking on the he's the vice president.
And it's kind of like Rev Remy kind of pointed this out, where it just kind of gets to a point where it starts being a little bit ridiculous. And it's almost like it's almost like they muddy down the impact of each murder.
Yeah.
You know, when they murder, like when so many people die, it almost makes it less impactful, makes it less like meaningful.
Yeah, especially at the beginning when they just flew in and just shot a bunch of random civilians. Like, come on now. Like that's not like you don't need to do all that.
Well, it's like which characters had the most impact? The president and and the lady.
Yeah.
Bob says he has to head out.
Have a great rest
of the evening, Bob. Thanks for stopping in.
Bye, Bob.
Hope to see you next week. I'm going to try and be there in your show Tuesday. By the way, everybody, if there's anybody else watching this, Bob does the live show on his channel every Tuesday night. Y'all should go check it out. Dad's Turn to Talk. It's a great show. Thanks for stopping by, though. Anyway, one last thing. The president isn't that athletic. Boxing at the beginning. I know Lincoln could wrestle, but I've only been around a while. And I've seen a lot of 75, 80-year-old presidents. They ain't boxing. Oh, that's what I was just saying.
Yeah,
But
that's
but the movie's still good. I know I just complained a ton about a ton of stuff. This one's a fun watch. I like how he saves the kid. That was a heartwarming sequence. I like Banning's wife at the hospital. Gives a view of what's happening the rest of the day. Yeah, and it kind of grounds the movie as well.
Yeah,
makes
it's
the,
a little
makes
more
the
like,
world
okay,
feel
like
more alive because it shows all the injured people in the hospital. So it makes the world feel more lived in.
yeah, like okay, this is an event happening, and I say I like the I like the kid. I liked the whole kid sequence. I liked how they set that up and they just saved the kid. I thought that was nice. Like they found him in the walls, and there was a whole thing. I like that.
And setting up the relationship prior to this event happening.
Yeah.
Well,
it just being like we found spark plug. Like, yep, like that.
They do that with White House Down, but instead of the president's kid, it's the Secret Service's kid, and he realizes his daughter was on the tour.
See, I think the president's kid's a little better because it's a little more like.
Yeah, Channing Tatum realizes that his daughter was.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to rewatch this movie. Yeah, I definitely need to
rewatch
the movie.
It was Channing Tatum, Joey King.
Yeah, Joey King's the daughter. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like Joey King, by the way. Macarah, I mean, I've talked about this. She's not a big fan of her.
I don't mind her in some of the things I've seen. It's just that she's also been in a few stinker movies.
Right. Yeah. I can't remember exactly what it was.
She was in Kissing Booth, and she was in that movie Uglies, and
they
go out of their way to make her ugly, and she's not ugly.
No. That was the thing too. I haven't seen that movie. It's been in my Netflix list for a while now. I just haven't watched it. But the premise of the movie is that like supposedly everybody's like ugly, or what is it? It's like everybody is.
So
like,
you have the uglies, and then on the cool popular side you have the pretties. And so at a certain age, the uglies get to have plastic surgery and body modifications. And then they go over there, and she sneaks over there and puts on a mask, and she's trying to find her friend, and he's changed, and he said he would never change. And then anyway, she runs off with this girl, and basically runs into these rebels, and it's very. It's definitely took time out of. It's definitely like post-apocalyptic, like the YA novels like Divergent and all that, and Hunger Games. But it's definitely out of a time
dystopian. I think it's the word.
Dystopian. But it's like it's definitely out of the time where those would have been more popular.
Right.
Too much time has passed.
It sounds like the movie Ugly Dolls. They're like singing one, like they sung a lot as animated.
I've never seen that one either.
I mean, you're not missing anything, but like it has a similar concept. Like, like the ugly dolls are like singing and they're all happy, but it's more about like believing in yourself and all that. But
I don't hate. Back to the point, I don't hate Joey King. I just think some of the movies he's been on have sucked.
Oh yeah, that's kind of like with me with Jamie Foxx. I'm like, I don't dislike him. I'm just like whatever.
Yeah.
He shows
I'll
up.
out and go ahead and say that I just straight up. I'm not a fan of Jamie Foxx. I don't dislike
There's not a lot of actors. I'm just like, I'm not.
I don't dislike Jamie Foxx the person. Don't be wrong. He seems like he'd be a cool guy. I just don't like his acting. There's something.
He's kind of just got this guy like, man.
I just he for some reason he pulls me out.
I mean, he was okay in Day Shift. I thought he was funny in that one.
I didn't see Day Shift. I saw him I like him in Horrible Bosses. He was really funny there.
He was in Stealth.
When he was in Stealth.
He was in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
That's right. He was in that.
That's right. He was in that.
Yeah, he was in that. Then he was also in No Way Home. Then
I actually, and this is actually, I really liked him at the beginning of that movie. I will say that. When he was being like the nerd or whatever. The problem is that Electro, every single adaptation, even in the comics, every single adaptation of Electro is completely different. He has no like cohesive design, no cohesive personality, like no cohesive even power set. he's just a gelatinous mold that the writers can do whatever they want with. That's the problem with Electro.
This might be a weird hot take, and I noticed it with Amazing Spider-Man 2. Whenever they CGI like a black person's face, they always make their nose really, really obnoxiously large. And I don't know why. I'm like, are they racist? Like, what is happening here? Why do they do this?
I'm not really sure. I've never really noticed it, to be fair.
Like, now that you said it, go back and watch it, and when they CGI his face, I was
about to say,
like, you'll be like, it's like wide as a nose can be. It's really weird. And when you see just CGI faces of black people, look at their noses. It's kind of weird. Like,
I was about to say I've never noticed it, but now that you've pointed it out, I probably will.
Yeah. It's just a weird thing I've noticed. Where I'm like, why are they doing this? Like, are they like, oh yeah, this is a black person's face? I'm like, is it though? Like, why do you make their nose so big?
That is kind of racist. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, they just
that would be like making a movie with a Jewish character and CG on him with a big nose or something.
Exactly, because that's the stereotype. But it's not really a stereotype that like black people have big noses, but like they do it all the time.
Lips. Yeah, they say like black people normally stereotype is like big lips, but you know, making a big nose. I don't know.
It's not really a stereotype. I've always noticed that. Like, and it's weird. Keep an eye out for it. You'll be like, oh yeah, what is happening?
Let's see. Where did I get to?
Boxing.
I also like how the movie stayed out of sides. I don't recall Democrat or Republicans said it all. Yeah, that it didn't, and that was another thing that I enjoyed. Yeah. The president was never stated which side he's on. A slight mention of being pro-globalization, but overall very vague on political sides, which I appreciate. I do not like the military general guy. I find it annoying trope of the head military general guy being a total blowhard idiot who doesn't listen to any crap and ends up getting his own men killed. Give credit, it's not as bad as other movies, but he still does it, and it's unnecessary. Where was I? Lost my train of thought. Anyway, good movie. Go check it out. Had some issues here and there, and can easily be picked apart, but it's a good.
Oh yeah.
If you really look for it, I suppose you can find it really funny. Yeah, that was a problem. There's a movie, a 90s romance movie called The American President, and it's super like biased towards the Democrat side.
Oh yeah.
Chelsea, or wait, hold on. How was it that Josh says it? Chelsea, yeah. So Josh on Dad's Turn to Talk used to call her Chelsea for some reason.
Chelsea.
I don't know why. He used to say Chelsea. He'd say, "Hey, Chelsea," and then eventually one day Bob was like, "It's Chelsea." He was like, what?
It sounds like the Harry Potter joke of just like Leviosa.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa. All right.
Chelsea.
Anyway, she got 80%. Anytime I get to see a Gerard Butler kick some butt, I'm all excited for it. The action scenes were very well done, and I love how brutal some of them were. Aaron Eckhart was great as president, including strength and courage, even while being tied up, literally, for most of the film. And, of course, Morgan Freeman does what he does best, a true class act. Morgan Freeman is a top 5 actor of all time. I said what I said.
Even if he plays Morgan Freeman, Morgan Freeman is still good playing Morgan Freeman.
Oh, yeah. Morgan Freeman, it doesn't matter. Morgan Freeman is going to do a good job. Like,
I found it really fascinating, like, with the Lego movie. Like, he's done so much voice work, but it's always been narration, and that was his first time, like, doing a voice acting. Mm-hmm. I'm like, really? That's so weird to, like, think about. Like,
it worked, though.
It worked. It was good. It worked.
I quote Vitruvius more than any other character from that. Like, we started the show talking about movies we quote. I quote Vitruvius. Yeah. Sometimes I say, "Why are my pants cold and wet?" Like anytime something gets like on me or whatever, I get wet. I say, "Why are my pants cold and wet?" Anyway.
And speaking of Gerard Butler action scenes, like, I know everyone hates this movie, but movie 43, he's so funny in that because he's just like a little like gnome or whatever, and he's just like kicks the crap out of Sean William Scott and Johnny Knoxville. It's like the only It's the only like truly like good like skit in that whole movie, and it's the only one that like those actors showed up for on the red carpet. But yeah.
Says White House Down is super similar to this movie, and even though Channing Tatum is very easy on the eyes, and I like him as an actor in most movies, Olympus Has Fallen takes the cake in this one. I felt more on the edge of my seat while watching Olympus than White House Down, and the overall threat and peril felt more real than in the other one. If you're deciding between the two, definitely watch this one first. You'll have a heck of a good time.
Don't lie to us. You were watching it for Morgan Freeman.
She watched White House Down. White House Down got a lot more praise simply because women looking at Channing Tatum. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah,
I said what I said.
Take Gerard Butler over Channing Tatum.
Interesting. I don't know if I've ever heard it before, but I obviously don't really care. But
I mean, hello, have you seen him in 300? The only reason I watched him, even though I don't like Zack Snyder films, it's like
that's true. I actually mentioned 300 in my review.
I only saw Meet the Spartans.
I picked a really weird video on, but it'll make sense. It's I don't know if you'll know who the Metatron is on YouTube.
I've heard of him. Yeah,
he's made like 30 videos.
He pops on the Open Bar and whatever a couple of times.
Yeah. He was just on Open Bar Thursday.
Yeah,
but he was on there with Ryan, and Ryan they said something about Christopher Nolan being more racist than Ryan, or something about that, something like that, and then I think it was Mahler said nobody's more racist than Ryan, and Ryan just goes, well, and shrugs his shoulder. It's such a Ryan thing to do. Anyway, Metatron has made like 30 videos attacking Nolan's Odyssey movie. But you'll see why I put, and he's made like, well, I'll play just a second of it. Nolan. So he does these intros where he says Nolan in like a really odd, weird voice, whatever. So he made a compilation video. I put it on here, and it'll make sense in a minute. But anyway, have you ever wondered what if Die Hard was directed by Michael Bay and was set in the White House? Yeah, me neither. But now I don't have to because this movie exists. Sure, it's ridiculous because, let's be honest, there's probably a 1 in a million chance anyone ever takes the White House, at least not until America has a massive decline in military strength. Even so, this movie is just so freaking awesome. In case you haven't seen the movie, here's a plot to break down. After Secret Service agent Mike Banning, Gerard Butler, is unable to save the First Lady, he's removed from the President's Secret Service protection in disgrace. 18 months later, the President is meeting with the South Korean Prime Minister. While trying to stop the North and South from going to war, a Korean terrorist organization attacks the White House, occupies it, and takes the President and much of his cabinet hostage. When Banning sees the commotion, he runs over, becoming the only person in the White House. The military, unable to send anyone in over fear they'll kill the president, Banning goes on a one-man mission to save the president, his cabinet, and his son. There's probably some joke I can make here about King Leonidas, or about what King Leonidas was up to before the Battle of Thermopylae, but it's not coming to me, so I'll let somebody else make that joke. Every time I see the president, I can only see Harvey Dent. Curse you, Christopher Nolan. Oh, how the mighty have fallen from grace. As Metatron would say, Nolan, if you know, you know. Perhaps you should go through Aaron Eckhart and get some advice from Gerard Butler on how to make a period piece set in ancient Greece. I would watch 300 10 times before I watch Nolan's Odyssey. Director Antoine Fuqua is building quite the underrated resume. Sure, he wasn't brought back to do the sequels of this movie, but he's done The Magnificent Seven, all 3 Equalizer movies, Bullet Train, and most recently, but also most interesting, Michael from this year. It seems a bit out of his range, but apparently not. He did a good job. So like I said, he's building quite the underrated resume. The only reason I kept this movie out of most excellent category is because it feels too similar to Die Hard, but not as good. And that's my review. Die Hard, but not as good. Also.
I like Bullet Train. I would actually say I like Bullet Train more than this movie.
Yeah,
but I haven't seen it since it popped onto VOD.
Oh yeah, Bullet Train is probably like favorite or second favorite movie from 2021 or 2022. I don't remember. It was one of those.
I can't remember when these movies come out. I like the Thomas the Train stuff. I thought it was cute and fun.
The only problem with the movie is that it kind of goes off the rails towards the end, literally.
Off the rails.
Literally. But
Yeah.
spoiler, sorry. But overall,
Spoiler: bad things
like
happen in a movie.
Yeah, it's probably like my favorite or second favorite movie from that year. I think if it came out the same year as Top Gun Maverick, then it's second favorite. But if it came out the year before, it's my favorite. I don't remember though.
I don't think it came out the same year as Top Gun Maverick.
I think it came
I
out.
think it came out later.
Like right after.
Because I want to say Top Gun Maverick was 21, and this, I think Bullet Train was 22. Yeah, I think Bullet Train was 22.
Either way,
Pretty sure.
I really, really enjoy that movie. But anyway, that is all of our reviews of Olympus Has Fallen. We've went an hour and 35 minutes, about 35 minutes over what I want to do, but that's okay because we had a good show. Do y'all have any reviews that y'all want to shout out? Anything that y'all are going to be reviewing soon or anything like that?
I mean, I'm just powering through One Piece, one episode at a time. It'll be done when it's done. I just reviewed the One Piece heroines they dropped on Netflix. It's like a 23-minute little thing. That was goofy, but yeah.
Good luck. Macarah, you got anything you're gonna go see in the theaters or anything like that?
The only thing I saw lately was Backrooms, and I already did my review for that.
Okay. There's a So last night, me and my dad went and watched Young Washington. So I got a review of that coming out. I might make a video. I'm still thinking. I'm still pondering on it. But while we was there, we seen a preview for a Jason Statham movie.
Yeah,
so get ready to watch that. I know that's gonna be. Macarah is a big Jason Statham fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know he plays. I know Statham plays Statham, but a lot of.
Oh no, I'm not making fun. I'm gonna be there watching it too. Like, don't worry, I'm gonna be watching it too. I'm gonna be there, like probably opening night.
A lot of people lately look forward to his movies just because the marketing is guaranteed not to turn people off.
Yeah,
and he's very courteous to the fans, and if the movie's bad, he doesn't trash them. He just goes on to his next movie. He's good.
Yeah. Jason Statham is a class act. He's one of the best. He is probably the biggest role model of like how actors should be.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, like, but yeah, I'm not making fun though. I'm a big Jason Statham fan too, not for the same reasons, but
I mean, I have nothing against it. I'm not like a huge fan or anything. I'm just
I don't dislike him too. I think I'm also gonna go watch Minions and Monsters this weekend and see what that's all about. But I'll probably have a review of that coming too. But anyway, unless y'all have anything else to say.
No, not really.
All right. Well, this has been episode 9 of the Employees of the Month. Take it easy.
Bye.